Hey there, welcome to saas.unbound podcast. I'm your host, I'm Nadeina, head of growth at SaaS Group, serial acquirer buying wonderful SaaS businesses to take them to the next level. And here I chat with inspiring founders and experts to get an inside scoop of how they made their business success. And today with me is the most inspiring founder from France, Baptiste, co-founder of Crisp, a business managing platform for startups and SMBs. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Anna, for the invite.
Sure, absolutely. I mean, you're a returning guest, and I love those the most because we get to dig a little deeper into what you guys are building, and you've got some exciting news. I know you've been working on a new version of Crisp, so probably how many people you have using Crisp? Like 100 million. Probably everyone listening to this will know what it is, but
Well, that's quite right. So at the moment we are speaking, there are probably around, right now, more than 1 million people using CRISP.
okay.
So
Oh
yeah,
wow.
quite a lot. There
That's so
are
cool.
around 600,000 companies all over the world using CRISP. So it's something we are really proud of, is having businesses of all kind all over the world using CRISP to get in touch daily with their users and customers.
Yeah. Well, like I said, probably everyone listening to this will know what it is, but maybe, in a nutshell, because I gave a very brief introduction, what's CRISP?
So Crisp is a company we co-founded 9 years ago now with Valerian in 2015. So Crisp is all about letting companies to get in touch with their customers. So the way we started initially is letting companies to add a chat widget to their website and get an easy way to for their customers to get in touch. But with the prosumer approach, having like a good product, I mean, with a good design. So customers can be like, nowadays customers are really familiar with daily tools such as WhatsApp, Messenger, Telegram, which are awesome messaging apps. And we thought, well, we could provide the same kind of experience, but for business messaging. So, customers can get in touch with any kind of business online. And since the beginning of Crisp, we've been focusing on this primitive, which is letting companies getting in touch with customers. Right now, Crisp can enable any business to unify customer relationship in one place. It means that it can be whatever, if it's WhatsApp, Messenger, SMS, email, whatever. You can unify all the customer relationship with Crisp, with great tools built inside Crisp. So, it's trendy, but obviously you can use AI in Crisp to better handle all your customer issues, a built-in CRM, a built-in campaigns, a built-in knowledge base. So at the end, customers can solve their problems on their own, and you can really focus on better help customers and providing value to your customers.
That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much. I mean, obviously, I knew what you guys are about, and we met in Paris finally, live, and I invite everybody who goes to our networking events to the podcast. And when you messaged me, you said there's one thing you want to talk about, and it's AI, and it immediately popped into my mind that last time we talked you said that if there is one job that can be eliminated by AI as soon as possible, it's lawyers, and it's easier to eliminate lawyers with AI than customer support. Where do you stand this year?
Okay, so law is a general knowledge. I mean, there is a source of truth, which is law in the US, international law, French law, etc. There is truth, and AI can learn based on this truth, and with all the judgments, etc. It's possible an AI can really learn easily based on this. But when it comes to businesses, especially startups and SMBs, things are moving every day. So there is no truth. I mean, it's complicated for an AI to learn on this because this month something is correct, but next month probably the feature gonna change and evolve. And it's where things are getting more complicated. So what's very good nowadays is thanks to LLMs, AI obviously, we can really have a better understanding of customer conversations, content. So to me, what we see at Crisp, to me, our job is to really understand questions that could be resolved by AI. I mean, and questions, conversations that should be resolved by AI. For instance, the boring thing for companies and customer support agents is repeating the same thing again and again. And to me, there should be no need for customer support. I mean, at the end, Crisp shouldn't exist. You know? You know why? Because at the end, a product should be perfect and customers shouldn't have any problem. So when customers reach a company, it's there is an issue somewhere. There is a bug, something that is unclear. So in the end, when customers contact a company, it's already too late. Now when they reach a company, there are many ways to handle those issues. A knowledge base, first thing, people browsing Google, how can I solve that thing? Likely they're gonna fix their problem that way. But when a company is very good doing that job, normally they don't need AI because people are likely already solving their problems on their own. Now, chatbots can really fill the gap between complicated questions, questions where really, as humans, we have really added value and we can really have feelings, really help customers because the most horrible experience is getting in touch with a chatbot. You really see there is a bug. You see the bug is there. You're contacting the company. Oh, look, there is a bug there. You should fix it. And at the end, you have a chatbot, and the chatbot is not helping you at all. And it's the same for sales topic, etc. The chatbot should be really used and helpful to fill the gap between this knowledge based stuff, common questions. I mean, questions that should be resolved using a bot. I mean, I have this specific concern, help me. And if there is content, and if we know that the problem can be solved using AI, and we are sure about that, we're going to use an AI for this. And it's what we do at Crisp, and it's our positioning. We should only use AI when we should use AI to not disturb communication between customers and companies. And that way we can provide value for both customers and companies so they can better focus on valuable things, sales, creating relationship with people.
Okay, before every chat that we have with you, I know there will be strong opinions and you never disappoint. So thank you so much. But yeah, obviously, I agree with you. I think there is a time and a place for a chatbot to kind of solve the "let me Google it for you" problems. But then, if you need personal touch, I believe there should be human, and like that's why everyone loves Amazon support, because there is a real guy or girl, just talking to you and like listening to you nagging them about a certain problem that you have. But all right, so is adding an additional level of AI to Crisp is something that you've been working on for the last year to roll it out
Yeah,
with a big
in
boost?
fact, we've been trying GPT-3 since the day one. I mean, 2020, the first releases of GPTs, etc., before ChatGPT. And even if it's like quite disappointing, to be honest, I thought, well, there is something happening here. And we started like implementing AI in Crisp. but not the way people are thinking. There are ways to embed AI in products, but not as chatbots. Let me explain. For instance, I guess everybody here use ChatGPT, I guess, but on the left menu on ChatGPT, you have a resume in 3 words about the topic. I mean, what's the conversation about? It's not like chatting with a friend on WhatsApp. On WhatsApp, you have the last sentence. On Crisp now, would you like ChatGPT and you have the last, what's the conversation about in 3 words? I mean, billing issue with Stripe, booking a demo, something which is
Hmm.
very bold. This way, you can really classify everything in different folders and have a better understanding of what's going on with your business. And it's not chatbot, it's AI for sure, but a helpful way to use AI every day to have less distraction. And we do the same with summaries. Sometimes there are complex problems for companies. Complex bug someone having for weeks. You join the conversation and boom, there is a huge layer of different messages with different people. You click on the button and boom, you have the resume of okay, what have been said before. Next week or in the next 2 weeks, we're gonna release the new Crisp version as well, with many other AI features. But for instance, we're coming up with an inbox assistant, and it's a chatbot which is not made for your customers, but for your teams. And what is really helpful is it can be trained with anything, and especially trained with all your Crisp conversations. It's private, it's sandboxed, it's not using OpenAI, etc. It's really your data inside Crisp, and you can ask any question about anything about your company, all tricky problems, and you can be challenged with this AI. You ask questions to this AI, and at the end, you can better help customers.
That's pretty cool. Okay, how are you rolling this out? Like, are you just dumping everything on your customers, or you have like some cohorts, like this one's getting this features and this ones are getting these features?
Okay, we are the one of the first Crisp customers, so we dog food everything, and we have the policy to never release something which we are not proud of and which we are not using for ourselves. So we've been using AI at Crisp for the past 4 years now. We tried many things, and sometimes we felt, well, there is really something there that should be inside the product. We made different experiments. So the way we've been coming with AI is rolling out new features step by step. So we've been doing that for the past 2 years. But now we are coming up with the new Crisp version, which is going to be released early November. And basically, we've been packaging all the innovations we've been doing over the past years in a new release available to all the Crisp customers. Obviously, we are doing right now a beta version with like some premium, all kind of customers, small customers, bigger companies, to have a wide range of possible problems. This way we can fix issues before they're actually happening. Scaling AI is not easy, but yeah, so we can be ready for scale. We've been doing that for the past month. I mean, the past few months. And yeah, we are getting ready right now for the AI. But it's very important to dog food everything first. I know AI is a trendy topic. There are many things that can be done with AI, but it's very important to use it every day uh, to better understand and to better provide value for customers. And it's the same not only with AI, but any kind of product. I mean, it's funny. I heard this story about Google C levels not using Google smartphones, not using Google Pixels. I mean, I'm pretty sure that they use iPhones, and they're pretty for sure they're paid to use Android phones.
How many
But
of those were in Google Plus, do you think?
but in the end, I mean, the only way to succeed a product is to use it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you. And just, because we started talking about the features and like how you roll them out, how do you come up with them anyway? Like, do you ask your customers again? Because for me, like when I think about AI, the kind of the on the one hand, kind of the abilities that you have with AI are infinite, right? But at the same time, it's never been done before. So as a customer, sometimes you think, oh, but I don't even know what you can do with AI now, like how you can make it better. So like where do you get the ideas?
While it's solving an issue with things that customers are expecting or willing a lot, but sometimes it's not possible with the state of the art. I mean, right now there is no way with AI to do it or in a way that can be usable for everyday tasks. And sometimes there are things that they never thought about. And for instance, the three words summarization, no one asked us about that. But when I used ChatGPT the first time, I thought, well, that can be really helpful for Crisp. No one is asking for this. But for me, as the CEO of Crisp, when I join the Crisp inbox, it will allow me to understand super easily what's going on, and it can be useful for automated assignments, useful for analytics, all that kind of features. And we did that, and we started to have interviews with customers. What do you think about that? Wow, it's awesome. And that's something that is really enjoyable to have this, to show something that people never asked about, but they're seeing that and wow, they want to use it right away. And sometimes the opposite happens. There are things that we never thought about. Probably, yeah, we are not having those issues with Crisp. I mean, for our own company, our own support, etc. But sometimes customers are coming up with ideas, and well, we have all kind of entrepreneurs using Crisp. And what's very good with entrepreneurs is they have product vision, problems with their companies, and they're basically giving us something that is gold. I mean, dynamite. They are giving us something that is super valuable, which is feedback and honest feedback. And it's why it's a bad idea when you start a startup to put a chatbot to all your customers, because it's something you can't have it, this kind of gold level feedback which gonna help you for your company doing something you never thought about. And we do this every week. We're still doing support at Crisp. All the people at Crisp have a Crisp account and chat with customers, because it really enables us to understand what the companies want. And even developers, we have per policy that when a developer implements a feature, when there is a bug with this feature, it's the developer shit, and so this way they can't hide behind a customer support team. Most companies work like that. Developers or product teams are doing bad products or products which are not finished. Everybody knows there is a problem, but developers are not speaking directly with the users, the customers. So they don't feel the rush of things to be solved. When you personally build something and something is, customers are having feedback about what you've been building, and customers telling you that what you've done is good. And if it's perfect, it's good to be rewarded with real feedback. They give you thank you what you did well, man, awesome, brilliant. But sometimes they're saying, well, that thing could be redone. It's good, but could be better. Or yeah, there is a bug here. If it here is a Loom link. If I click there, boom, broken. And when the developer is directly implicated with customers, for sure, when three different people tell you the same thing and there is a problem, you solve this problem right away.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I wanted to ask you about this because you're also talking to customers, and I know there was a story when you got a feedback from somebody, and it was apparently so good that you basically just redid the entire thing. And I
Yeah.
was wondering, like, what was so good? Like, what was the feedback?
It's like Steve Jobs selling iPods, but not thinking that you could put a SIM card inside the iPod, replacing the wheel system and replacing that with uh, a screen touch, and you have an iPhone. And sometimes you never thought about that. And it's some kind of similar feedback. And sometimes, you have a product and you never thought someone could use this product that way or willing to use this product that way. So we used to have chatbots in Crisp from the past 5 to 6 years. So we have a layout in the chatbot. The chatbot was from the top to bottom. It was nice, but probably too complicated to use. And the customer came with a very brilliant idea as to have a different way to think and organize stuff with the chatbot. And so we started a prototype, an experiment. And what I did is I showed this prototype to people who never used chatbots before. And I asked people, okay, you have the old chatbot layout, try to build this task. And now you have this new system, try to build this task. And I used a timer, and it was like 5 times faster to achieve the same thing with the new layout.
Okay,
So,
cool.
it's just with user experience and by changing things there and there. But yeah, that was brilliant. It was a brilliant idea from our user.
All right. How do you evaluate this feedback? Like, okay, let's use the same example, right? They came to you and they were like, "Okay, you can do it so much better, and like we think this is more optimal for our workflow." But you have something that's been working, and I mean, you're a fairly successful company. How do you, yeah, think about it? Like, if it's worth going there, if it's worth like developing a prototype and giving it a try, or you say, hey, good idea, but I think mine is better. Like,
Well, both things can happen. In the end, it's just important to connect with customers. I mean, not only product teams, but anyone should connect with customers. And it's very important to spot customers. I mean, you can't talk personally with anyone. It's not possible with the scale, but it's important to have some customers that everybody has, like some companies, some customers which are like friends or really VIP customers, all kind of different customers, and to get feedback from there. Okay, we are going to implement this new feature. Tell me what you think. Tell me what your problems are, etc. But yeah, you can't get feedback from anyone, but you need to spot a few companies that you anytime you can message them and, okay, I'm having this idea. What do you think?
okay. Something that I
Uh,
hear a lot from founders, especially early stage founders, of course. But tell me if that's relevant, kind of in this case for you. but it's something that, when you give your new product to somebody, people are basically like not trained to tell you that, it sucks or they don't like it or whatever. They will tell you all the nice things, and you will be
Yeah.
like, oh, that's a new feature, and everyone will be like, yay, that's awesome. And then, hey, why is nobody using that? So do you experience that kind of problem when you were talking to your customers,
Well, it's
or?
different between doing a demo about something new to people who never used your product before and doing a demo about something new to people who use a feature for years, and now you're showing something new. And if those people use the feature every day, for sure you're gonna have awesome feedback. For instance, we are going to release new crisp analytics. So it's important nowadays for businesses scaling with crisp and scaling their customer relationship to better understand what's going on. I mean, what the problems are, when how many people are contacting us, when those people are contacting us, why, who resolves issue, are we good or not, all kind of answers required to succeed scaling customer success teams. To be honest, the existing analytics engine we've been doing for the past years was not good enough. And what we did is asking customers of Crisp using the product every day, teams maybe having bigger problems than Crisp. I mean, companies scaling like a lot, having thousands, tens of thousands of conversation every week or every day. Okay, what your problems are? And I did a lot of interviews. I noted everything, and at the end, they came up with great ideas, really great ideas. They explained really well what they didn't like, what they liked, and what they wanted. And we came up with a prototype. We showed them videos, real working demos, and yeah, they gave us feedback. Okay, I don't understand this metric, what is it, etc. And recently we came up with the beta of this new product, and the feedback was awesome because the feedback was, wow, it's exactly what I wanted.
All right, that's
And we knew
perfect.
that because yes, we built what they wanted.
Right. So basically the trick is to build closer to your customer, right? And just have those, like you said, the star customers that really know what they're doing.
Yeah, for sure. They have great ideas. Gonna be honest. Sometimes companies can have terrible ideas as well. I mean, they want to use an option, a button for the wrong problem. For instance, something once we started Crisp, we saw people sending manual messages to people to manually people on messaging people on their website. I mean, clicking on the Crisp magic map and boom, and sending automated messages. And why are you not automate using the feature made for this? I mean, there is a feature made to engage customers automatically. You don't need to do that manually. Sometimes company, just because people want to show they're doing something, sometimes people are just doing the wrong things. In the end, it's why it's important to get in touch with customers and the right customers. You can't listen to anyone. What we tend to do as well is big surveys, product surveys. This way, we do this every year, almost every year, to better understand what the company's challenge are, what they want, what they use, etc. We already know what they use, but sometimes it's better to just write a message to just, okay, it's your time, your chance to tell us what's wrong about us. So we get like thousands of like real comments about what's wrong, what's good, what's wrong, etc. But those are the perfect ways to improve yourself, and at the end providing the best value for your customers and their customers.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Another question that I wanted to ask, and coming back to the AI topic, how did the use of AI and implementing the AI into Crisp change your pricing strategy? Like, how did you determine like what it's going to be? Because again, this is something that's been around, like the topic that we've been discussing here on the podcast a lot. And at least last year, it was like, okay, we don't know. Like, we're just experimenting. We don't know because it's never been done before. Like, how do you add AI cost to your pricing? How did you go about it?
Well, we are still experimenting the pricing strategy right now. AI is an add-on in the crisp version. What we are going to do is provide AI to all the crisp customers. I mean, basically, boom, we've just crisp is AI first. So crisp AI is not an add-on. Crisp is AI. So boom, use the AI. And what we've been doing from day one with Crisp is trying to be generous. I mean, Crisp is a great deal. I mean, great value. I mean, you don't need to think about how many messages, agents, AI actions you're gonna use every day. You use Crisp, period. And it's what we've been doing since the beginning. It how it works with Crisp, and it's what we're going to do.
All right. Okay, that's super interesting. I well, again, expected nothing else from you, Baptist. Honestly, like. All right. I wanted to ask you about the team, right? Because you were working on all these big features and rolling out new Crisp. Are you still? How many of you were there? Like 16, I think the
We're
last time we spoke.
21 at
Okay.
Crisp. A few more people, freelancers helping us on different things. But basically, what we try to do is, as you said before, Crisp is a bit different. I mean, we're not doing the 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. stuff. We just try, since day one, we try with my co founder, Valerian, to create a company which anyone could like live with Crisp. I mean, in terms of value, everyday life. For instance, we didn't have hybrid work or remote work after COVID-19. I mean, Crisp from day one was this kind of company. We're a bootstrap business. There is no VCs. We tried to avoid meetings. There are many things. Obviously, there are things that we are doing wrong as well, but we try to be a family. Of course, we are a business. Sometimes there are things in businesses which are hard, but in the end, every people at Crisp working at Crisp have been passing the hiring test because in the end I thought, okay, I could spend I could be 2 weeks with this person in whatever country, and that would be nice because I would learn things, and this person can offer new ways to think, new way to work, etc. For instance, most people working at Crisp have a job which where they were never graduated. So if, for instance, Antoine handling marketing before he started as a developer, I mean he was graduated as a coder actually, and it's pretty much the same with anyone in the team. And what's good with Crisp as well is people all have the passion for to be in touch with other people and with customers. So, for instance, we have a few people as well who have been hired for customer service, and in the end, they were like very good. And well, they started to code a bit, and now they're great developers. And it's what I love with Crisp as well. We really appreciate people willing to learn because
That's great.
things are moving fast in our world. I mean, we see new things that we never thought it would be possible. For instance, nowadays everybody can use AI to learn anything. We never thought that would be possible one day, and it's how we need to adapt in the future is to not be graduated for a job for all our life, but to be graduated to be able to learn anything. We
Yeah,
need
that's
to
a great
learn to
point.
learn.
Absolutely. We need to learn. I think it's a great way to describe it because I feel like Yeah, ChatGPT for a lot of people came up to be like, a magic bullet to just like take it and hey, everything pops up and it's all there and you don't have to like pay attention to it because it's fast knowledge. It's almost like, social media. You just get this like instant reward and then you don't pay attention to it anymore. And I think what we started to miss is that ability to learn and kind of like extend our attention span.
But you
So
can also use AI to learn. For instance, myself, I learned things for over the past years. I'm a guitar player. I learned ways to create my own amp using electronics and AI. I learned coding stuff. I learned like many things. And yeah, you can also use AI to improve yourself and learn new things, not to be, to get instant reward and social rewarding, because people gonna think you're brilliant and people think, well, you're clever, you're coming up with a great report, a great, you have a good way to write, but actually you didn't write that thing. But maybe there are ways to use AI to boost creativity, to challenge yourself, to learn things from scratch. And even for Crisp, for instance, we created around 200 lint systems with Crisp. So for coders listening to this podcast, when you code, there are what we call linters. Linters are automated tools checking code. But what's good with AI is you can create hundreds of rules to check your code. So what we do at Crisp is when we do code reviews, when we see something which is wrong, we do a rule. Thanks to ChatGPT, we create a rule so this thing never happen again, etc. So at the end, when we code, it's like having an AI. And nowadays there is Cursor AI as well, which is a text editor, I mean a code editor with a built-in AI, and you can use AI to implement features or help you implementing features. And in the end, there are rules that are AI made. So we created 2 years ago around 200 rules, and it auto fix the code. I mean, at the end, it's a base of truth. If it's not passing the tests, you can't deploy, and you can't have the merge. The code review. So it's just helping every developer at Crisp. AI is helping every developer at Crisp. Every time we type a line of code, there is an automated tool checking if it's gonna work or not.
that's pretty cool. I don't know how many developers listen to this podcast, but whoever does, they will be excited because this is this is probably cool stuff. It means, it means very little to me. Don't get me wrong; I'm like the least technical person on earth. But anyway, I have just a couple more questions. I know that
Yeah, sure.
we could talk forever. Yeah, so far, 9 years, you said, right? It's 9 years. It's our third podcast. I've been following you and talking to you for the last 3 years. It's crazy. Maybe even more, three and a half. But yeah, so far, like reflecting on the entire journey, what's been the biggest win and the biggest failure?
The biggest win to me is the team and all the values we have. I mean, at the end, what we're doing Crisp, we do Crisp because we love the product, we love customers, and it's something we are really proud of. But what I'm really proud of as well is we co-founded as a company, being two co-founders. We were in engineering school, and it started that way. From a flat when we were uh, flatmates, etc. And we studied that way. And at the end, you need to hire people, or people are joining team, people you never met before. They're applying, etc. And years after, they're still there, and we enjoy. For instance, we had a dinner yesterday with both people in the team, and at the end, we know. I mean, personally, and it's important for me, for us. We're gonna do a big event once we're gonna do a big party, I guess, for the 10 crisp 10 years. I really hope like everybody in the team can bring family, kids, etc. Because why are we there as well? I mean, working should be fun as well, and crisp is a part of our life. So bring your kids and bring people you love. It's important for us. So it's something we are really proud of. Is the team, the product also we've been doing. What's enjoyable is bringing up what I like as Crit as well is not a pyramid. I mean, it's not the big boss at the top having all the ideas and boom, 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 boom. You're gonna do this. You're gonna do this. Everybody in the team can come with ideas. And what's very good, for instance, with the AI stuff, everybody came up with a small piece. We connected all the stuff all together, and at the end, wow, it's great. About the bad things, we are not a big team as well. So sometimes we feel that we could go faster as well. But in the end, it's also not a big deal because we're proud of what we do. I mean, we're doing that great, challenging stuff as well in all the technical details. Or sometimes when you manage a company, there are things that are stressful, but at the end, why we wake up in the morning as well is to have problems because we are problems solvers. So if there is no problem to solve, we are not happy anymore. So in the end, it's very good to have problems.
Okay, that's an interesting approach. I mean, business as usual. I'm glad that there is no one big event that you can be like, oh, that was a failure. All right, the last question is about a hack. It's always, something that you come back to, something that always works, or, something that worked magic once, and you always kind of look back at it and you think, like, oh, that was good.
I used to be a hacker. I mean, a real hacker, and I was fired from high school. I mean, from school
I
for
remember the
this.
story,
So
yeah.
after that, no illegal stuff. No bad stuff, no black hat thing or gray hat thing. But with Crisp, the way we started is so the first hack that made Crisp possible is a friend of mine. Actually, with Valerian, we were two engineers, typical engineers, maybe talented, but not able to sell anything to anyone. And I had a friend of mine who contacted me and asking for a Crisp invite, I mean, a beta. And the product was locked. I mean, so nobody could join the beta, nobody could go to the homepage, etc. And well, we thought, okay, we could just remove the locks and let anyone to get in touch. And anyway, no one knows about Crisp, so let's start that way. And the next day, this friend came up with. So the next day, we have 20 users using Crisp. From day one, 20 users and giving feedback, and well, free users, free customers from day one. And it was a big kick in the ass, to be honest, because well, once you have people loving what you do and using what you do, wow, it's like having a rocket engine in the back. And I wouldn't say it's a hack, but to me, it's a hack. Also, something we hack at Crisp and we are really good at is activation. There are many ways to do that, but basically, it's what we try to hack with Crisp since the beginning.
Okay. All right. Well, it will pass as a hack. Let's do that. Well, it's fascinating to, to see what you're doing with AI. I'm really excited to see how Crisp is going to look like when you roll out this big new shiny thing. But yeah, when is it available? When can people go and get it?
It's gonna be available on the 5th of November.
Okay. It might be just the time when we air this episode. So there you go.
Cool.
Hopefully, there will be a few more eyeballs on this one. But thanks so much for the story. I mean, every time we talk, like I said, I only expect bold opinions from you, and thank you for those. It's always something to think about
And thank
after.
you, Anna, for being so nice for our listeners. We tried doing the podcast yesterday, and I was too busy on Chris before, and I missed the podcast.
Yes, you did.
And Anna generously allowed me to rebook the podcast right now. So thanks, Anna. Thanks you very much for being
Sure.
so nice with all the people.
This close to blacklist, but you you missed it this time. Well, yeah, like I said, happy to do it again sometime, but yeah, all the best with the launch.
Thank you very much. And thank you
Thanks.
everybody for listening us.
Absolutely. And take care.